Okay, I gotta admit it, I honestly never thought that this crossover would be a big deal, and therefore today we're checking out this recent added category to the Nissan family, the all-new 2025 Magnite SL Turbo. Short, punchy, and surprisingly roomy for its size. In fact, it's even smaller than the Nissan Kicks, which I reviewed previously. So let's start where every love story begins, at the face. But before that, this tiny SUV is a whole new entry-level category for the very first time to compete other rivals in its size, such as Hyundai Venue, Kia Sonet, and Suzuki Vitara Brezza, which I think a couple of them are sold in India, right? Anyway, look at this front end. Nissan gave the Magnite a bold, upright grille with a chunky lower intake and sharp LED signature lights that make it read bigger than it actually is. The bumper treatment is muscular without being showy, and those headlamps sit nicely in the fascia to give a confident stance when you roll up to the lot. From a distance, it says compact SUV. Up close, it says, I know what I'm doing. And I'm really surprised to see a front camera, which is amazing for this tiny crossover. And that's just the beginning, because this Magnite packs a good punch of bells and whistles, which we'll get to them as we keep watching this video. But let me know your thoughts about the front fascia, because to me personally, it doesn't look bad at all. I kinda like it. Now moving to the left, and you get this wedgie profile. Strong shoulder lines, a high belt line, and sculpted wheel arches that give the Magnite an athletic posture. The character creases along the doors help add visual length, which is a neat trick for a subcompact. The roofline slopes subtly so it doesn't look boxy, and the mirrors and corner details feel well integrated for the segment. And yep, what you saw is correct. There are 3 60-degree cameras under the side mirrors for more visibility around the vehicle. Now you're beginning to realize why this crossover grabbed my attention, right? So don't underestimate this little guy because it's full of surprises. It offers even more for less cost. Now under the hood, in-depth engine details. Here's where the Magnite really earns attention. The 1.0-liter turbo 3-cylinder, Nissan's small but punchy turbo setup. On the SL Turbo, you're looking at roughly 99 to 100 horsepower and around 152 pound-feet of torque, delivered in a rev-happy, low-to-mid RPM band that makes everyday city driving feel lively and effortless. It's available with a CVT on turbo models, which helps keep the power delivery smooth for both town runs and highway cruising. If you like a car that feels perky off the line without guzzling fuel, this Turbo 3 is the secret sauce. Plus, no, it's not a V8 roar, but it doesn't pretend to be. It hits the sweet spot between fun and sensible. And before we talk about the back design, here's another back camera for a reverse visibility. Pretty cool, right? Now talking about the back, which looks pretty clean and modern, along with these tasteful Nissan emblem and Magnite branding, and with the tail light signature ties the package together. Compact, tidy, and useful. The bumper is squared off for a conservative, practical finish, and the rear hatch opens wide for an easy load-in. You don't get flashy aero bars here. You get sensible, functional design. My only gripe is that the corners of the taillights are protruded out by a lot, which makes the vehicle look a bit ugly, and I wish if they tucked the window wiper under the roof spoiler for more cleaner design, but I think it's fine for that type of small crossover. Now for the Seat tires, and they are 195 on the width, 60 series sidewall, and 16 inches, which all fit perfectly with this tiny crossover. And I like the 6-spoke design of machine aluminum finish on the alloy wheel. Looks pretty cool. In the end, let me know your thoughts about the overall exterior design, because personally, I really like it. Now moving inside the front seat by starting off with the door panel, which looks pretty tasteful with some black hard plastic and a mix of brown-ish and some orange-like color of an injected leather, delivering a beautiful set of 2 color tones for the whole interior. And you're also greeted by well laid out door panels, armrests at a good height, a soft touch where you need it, and a clean switchgear layout. The handle and pocket placement makes sense for daily use. Little ergonomic wins add up. And I really love this 3D texture design along with the Magnite branding embossed in it, which is a very nice touch. And even the control panel for the windows looks and feels ergonomically nice as well, along with the door pocket, which seems pretty decent in storage size. We also have a speaker grille, which looks okay, and honestly, I was hoping to see electric assist lumbars, but unfortunately, there are only manually adjustable lumbars in this package. However, all of the seats are surprisingly upholstered with genuine leather, which is a big plus. Inside the cabin, the driver gets a comfortable seating position, a leather synthetic option on SL trims, and good visibility for the class. Controls are grouped logically. HVAC, HVAC vents, and the infotainment screen are all within reach. The steering wheel feels solid, with the right buttons for audio and cruise functions. Even the digital gauge cluster was well thought out, as they implemented an around 5 inches LCD display in the middle for showing more information, and light indicators on each side as fuel and engine temperature gauges, which is a nice touch. In the end, this Magnite is pretty quirky, to be quite honest. But once you step inside, the first thing you'll see is the overall dash, which looks pretty cool, like you're shifting into sport mode. And I really love these tasteful finishes of soft injected leather and hard plastic, giving you a sporty feel. Well, honestly, the moment I saw this Magnite for the first time, it felt to me like it's a little bit on the buggy side. I'm also fine with these hexagonal shaped AC vents, which I'm not really a big fan of. Now, moving on, the tech on the SL Turbo is generous, a modern 8-inch infotainment touchscreen with smartphone mirroring, digital leaning instrument cluster elements, and connectivity features you'd expect today. Safety tech is robust for the segment, multiple airbags, stability control, and assist systems that give peace of mind. In short, the Magnite punches above its class when it comes to tech value. Other convenience touches, keyless entry, push-button start, and driver assist features on higher trims, neat to have on a compact SUV. Moving down, and you'll get a single-zone climate control panel with buttons and knobs for more user-friendly physical adjustments while driving, instead of a hit-or-miss touch panel. On your way down, you'll also get an upper phone storage, going all the way to the bottom, and you'll also be treated with another phone storage with USB ports and a 12-volt, which is pretty convenient to have. And of course, we have 2 cup holders like other cars, and an old-school handbrake, which is pretty odd in 2025. And a storage under the armrest, which is very small. But the bigger problem here is that for some reason, you can't open the storage all the way to 90 degrees of angle, which makes it pretty hard to get access to the storage. And having an auto-dimming feature in this rearview mirror is a big plus for a crossover this small. But unfortunately, the only missing feature besides the powered lumbars in this package is the sunroof, which is a huge bummer. But once you pay extra for higher trim levels, you'll be getting these features for sure. Continuing on with the back door panel, which looks pretty much the same, except that there's a small cubbyhole in the armrest for whatever reason. But surprisingly, there's a door pocket which is decently big. Wow! I mean, no other vehicle this size would offer a pocket this big. And a quick reminder about the seats, which are synthetic leather, not fully leather. Anyway, let us know your thoughts about the overall interior down in the comments. Holy smokes, you gotta be kidding me. The legroom is surprisingly spacious for a smaller subcompact than the Nissan Kicks, which doesn't even have that much amount. Not only that, but you're also treated with AC vents for the back seat, as opposed to the Nissan Kicks, which has no AC vents for the back seat whatsoever. However, unfortunately, there's only one USB Type-C port. Also, as opposed to the Nissan Kicks, which has 2. Plus, you're also treated with a back armrest with 2 cup holders and a thin cubbyhole for your smartphone, which is pretty neat to have. So, the 60-40 split rear lets you trade passengers for cargo easily, and you get decent head and legroom for everyday use. Adults will be fine for medium trips. The rear doors open wide, making it easy to get little ones or bulky stuff in and out. And finally, the cargo storage, which is unfortunately covered, but the Magnite offers about 336 liters of boot space, which is useful for weekend bags, groceries, or a stroller. For a compact crossover, this is a very practical number, but smaller than the Kix's cargo. So thanks for watching. I'm Mark. Have a good one.